Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Faze. We are back with the video, guys. And today, man, we are talking about how to practice like a pro on Black Ops Cold War, how to improve your game, how to take you to the next level, and how to learn a game as fast as the pros are able to. So without further ado, let's get right into this one. Let's go. So first of all, you're gonna be watching some gameplay that has nothing to do with competitive COD, because it's all I've really got right now. I haven't had as much time to play as I'd like to, so Nuketown's what you get. So basically, practicing like a pro, it all starts from the fundamentals. So before we talk about the actual techniques and things that pros do to improve, you have to address the bigger picture and the mentality and the things like that the pros take into their practice to maximize their abilities and allowing them to improve at a faster rate. So many pros approach improving in very similar ways, and that starts with their mentalities. So obviously, so many people want to go pro. Everyone wants to go pro, but very few people are actually willing to work on the fundamentals, work on the small things that it takes to improve their game, take their game to the next level, and actually get to a point where they have a chance to go pro. So really, a key to so many pros and how they approach practice and improvement is self-awareness in how they play, how they interact, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how they approach COD as a whole. Basically, self-awareness is being aware of your personal abilities, how you interact with others, what your strengths, what your weaknesses are, and how that all attributes into the bigger picture. It really is an ability that flies under the radar, and so many people underestimate because it's just hard to quantify. I could go on a whole rant of self-awareness, but at the end of the day, if you want to learn more, like look up like Jahari's window and start going down these rabbit holes of self-awareness. I think it's really interesting and something that can really benefit your game and how you approach practicing and getting better at Call of Duty as a whole. So once you're aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you interact in the bigger picture as a whole, then you're ready to kind of move on to how you want to focus on improvement in every aspect of the game and how you intake Call of Duty content. All the great pros got their start, got their come up because they were going to each game, each night with a goal in mind, something that they were going to try to get better at that night or in that game or in that moment. And teams are always doing this when they're playing as a squad. You know, tonight we need to work on this certain thing. We need to work on our positioning, our rotations, how we trade kills. It could be literally any attribute that makes the Call of Duty player better. But at the end of the day, really focusing yourself and working on specific things to make you better. A lot of people, myself included, can get into a point of just playing COD to play COD because it's fun, but you're not playing with a specific goal in mind that actually helps you improve, even though you're putting in the time. A lot of people think that the amount of time that you practice is what the equivalent is to getting better, but really it's the amount of quality time that you practice that actually makes you better. Again, be self-aware about how you practice and adjust yourself to create as quality of practice as possible moving forward. Obviously you should be aspiring to be as well-rounded a player in all three game modes as possible. There's obviously specific things you need to work on in Search and Destroy to improve. There's specific things you need to work on in Respawn to improve. Even like the baselines, the things that translate from both games are really important, and those are the fundamentals. And again, it's impossible to hammer home the importance of working on the fundamentals, the centering, the movement, the recoil control, the positioning, the anticipation, the spawn knowledge, and of course the communication. Moving up the pro ranks, the communication and how you input and how you output information is an X factor for getting onto a team, staying on a team, and getting left in the dust by the quote-unquote better players, the better communicators, the better overall teammates. And that can be a separator for so many guys inside the AM scene, and something that so many guys are unwilling to change about themselves. But it is going to take a ton of focus and determination to improve, because it is more of a core feature of who you are. So at the end of the day, all of these goals are what you call SMART goals. And again, I'm not going to get into some lecture in like a leadership class about SMART goals. You can look it up to learn more about it, but basically SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and bound by time. So with some sort of time constraint, like you're going to do this in 6 months or 3 months, whatever. So those are things to consider about how you make your goals and how you want to set your goals moving forward. It's important to have goals that actually mean something, that can motivate you to continue to keep going and to track your improvement along the way. Now, how do pros actually practice? The techniques and everything else involved. The fundamentals, what the first half of this video was, is really what is the most important. Those are the things that separate the pros, but these are the things that help the pros maximize their abilities and who they are. So of course, the first thing that we all know and we all know how to do is bot lobbies. You just go into a custom game, you turn on bots, maybe you turn on like a sweeping radar or a radar always on, and you can work on a handful of things inside of the bot lobbies when your teammates aren't on, or when you feel like when you're just not able to play competitive COD right now, you have a little bit of time to burn, you need to listen to something, but you can go play some COD, something like that. Inside of bot lobbies, you can really work on improving your aim and improving your movement, really working on new movements, working on fine-tuning your movements, maximizing your movement in different ways. And then of course with your aim, you can work on your centering, which is something that is really important to train your brain to do. And then work on your recoil control, of course, and how you're actually able to work with guns, get used to the gun recoil patterns and everything else. So custom game lobbies are obviously really important. We've talked a lot about these in the past, and we just talked about these in a how to improve your aim and win more gunfights video I posted like maybe last week, so go check that out as well. But we talk a lot about that around here on the channel, so subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so you never miss an upload. I do appreciate that. But going in, continuing inside custom lobbies, of course, you don't have to have bots on for this one, but what you can do, and I'm sure many of you have done this before as well, is again exploring the maps, getting used to the maps, finding new things, learning new things about these maps inside of custom games by just running around and exploring. This is something that at the beginning of the games, pros often will do on streams. Like Shotzzy was just doing that on stream last week, running around different spots, finding different weird things. He's known, of course, for finding those weird spots. I'm sure you saw that clip of him on Armada jumping through that side window. Like, those types of weird spots, that's because they're spending time, their own free time, running through custom lobbies, trying to learn new things, find these weird spots. Head into a custom game, go explore, it's worth your time. So the next thing, of course, is incredibly important. And this is personally where I've probably got my most improvement, is going back and watching my own gameplays. Now we have theater mode back, so in Black Ops Cold War, it's even easier, but you can also just record it, you know, on your PS4, your PS5. If you're playing on PC, OBS, anything else, it's really easy to record. And then theater mode, of course, is just as easy to record. And you can go check out your teammates' positioning and how you can improve in that way even easier inside theater mode. Check out the mistakes you've made and self-critique, self-scout yourself. Every team, every player in every sport is doing film reviews, self-scouting, finding their weaknesses and finding their strengths through film review. It's an important aspect of getting better, and every pro is out there doing that. So that's something that you need to do as well. And in that same line of sight, watching other great players can drastically improve how you play, especially for like you and me out there, the average Joes in the world, just trying to find our way in the galaxy. It's important to go and watch the best players in the world and learn from them. And I oftentimes find myself learning way more about the game watching the great pros play than I do just playing myself, because the pros are doing things and finding things that we would never find on our own, partly because they just have that instinct for it, and because they're playing a lot more than we are most of the time. And so turn on those streams, check out those YouTube videos, and go and review how pros play. And again, we do a lot of that around this channel. We learn from the pros, film breakdowns, and tips videos specifically from pro player gameplays to help you guys learn. So again, go check those out. I've already posted a few for Black Ops Cold War, but also I'll be posting a lot more as well, so stick around, of course. But that is just generally just really, really important and really effective at getting better. So of course, as an individual, you can go and play 8s, and that's what a lot of pro players do regularly, is hop into a group. It's not their teams, but it is just great players hopping in and playing hard points, playing controls against each other to try to improve. And again, you're going into all of these games not with the mentality of I need to show off, but with the mentality of how can I improve? What can I work on in this game to get better at Call of Duty? That's what you got to take into every single game you play, especially in a setting like 8s that is just easy, low pressure, and there's really no pressure in trying to dominate or win or show off or drop 50 bombs. It's in improving the fundamentals, improving your game, and that's just how players really get better. So finally, of course, with you and your team, you can play scrims. You head into Discord servers, you go on Twitter, you're looking for team scrims, your team of 4 versus another team of 4. And again, as a team, you're looking to improve and find and set goals for those matches and just working on new ways to get better as a whole. And that's just all crucial in the long run if you want to have a long stay in the AM scene. And then similarly, of course, playing in wager tournaments, putting some money on the line can be a good way to do things. Some money 8s can be a good way to really test your abilities and how you and your team play, just to put the pressure on and see what aspects of your game crack when there's a little bit more pressure than normal. Pros are always looking for those types of things and how they can improve their game as a whole. So I hope you guys learned something new, hopefully something useful as well. If you guys did, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you guys really enjoy it. I really do appreciate that. Like I always say, I'm trying to do this full time and I cannot do that without you guys, so I really do appreciate it. Like I said, hit the notification bell. YouTube's weird with notifications, and sometimes people miss uploads because of the YouTube algorithm. I don't know why. So at the end of the day, I do appreciate all of that. And guys, as always, I'm your boy Self-Elite, and we will see you next time. I'm out.